I love you every day. I love you every day. And you want to say, trying to get my all of the things. Sometimes this microphone just be doing its own thing. It really has a mind of its own. And sometimes I'm not in the plans with the microphone. Like I'm not in the plans with the microphone. Like I have to have to be. Plus, I need a new microphone. Like that's just what it is. That's just what it is. And we are here. We are here. Great morning, great morning, great morning. It's close to lunchtime about here. We are we the end of the year, you guys. We are here. It is the mother, the Forex mom, all the great things that's going on this week, the Forex, the market, the crypto, all of the things, the dollar, everything, right? So yeah, it's your girl. We are here, we back. I'm going to close it out this year with amazing things. I'm excited for 2023. For those who are new to my channel or just here to be nosy or whatever that you are here, I am the Motor Mother. I am the Forex Mom. I'm here to give you great, amazing content at an educational thing, and also simplicity at its best, because I don't like to complex anything. I don't like to have anything complicated, because Forex is here to complement your life, not complicate your life, right? So that's how I look at it. That's how my approach is. If you treat it like a hobby, it will be a hobby. The more you learn is the more you earn. So always understand that. So if you are brand new, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see more of these type of videos that I have coming to you from me, especially with the new upcoming year, all the things we have got going on, you just let me know. But y'all already know we're gonna get into this video. I got some great things I want to talk about, great things I want to show, and let's go get it. We are here. Let's go ahead. I want to show y'all guys what is going to be in the market. A lot of people are done. They are pretty much done trading for the week. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna share my screen. Most people are pretty much done trading for the week, because it's the end of the week. So I mean, it's Christmas week. There's not too much going on. It's not too much to go on this week. Definitely most of the pairs that we look at, or the pairs that we did look at, they are pretty much done. It's Wednesday. Of course, tomorrow is Thursday. Most of everybody will shut down Friday and the following Monday, banks, holidays, because Christmas is on a Sunday, which is, it is what it is. This is the 3 minutes, so I don't even really trade 3 minutes. I think I was looking at something else on here due to, how gold actually bought up and did some great things Monday and Tuesday. And of course, we got that sale that we were looking for on this morning at about 9:40. So it actually came back down and sold back down to here. Sold at 200. And then it's just kind of making its way back up. It's going to probably make its way back up to the top. But of course, today is around, so it's what, 11:31. So it's really nothing that we can really look at or really can see. Y'all know me, I am like the gold killer. Like I'm going to trade gold. I'm going to look at gold. I'm going to study gold. I'm going to make gold my go-to. And, you know what I'm saying, for everything that I have been actually doing. And I think it's important. I think it's important that you find your pair that you really, 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 truly like. You know what I'm saying, that you want to actually trade every day or every other day, or how you want that to look. But I talk about, making sure you only have one pair, or you only have, a couple of pairs, and you want to make sure that that you're consistent with what's going on. So I think it's very, very, very important, because we talk about accountability and we talk about how we go into the new year. And I think it's so amazing that we can have this skill set to actually teach us what we can and cannot do, and the things that come across of it. And so I was just having this conversation, with my husband yesterday, or we always have these conversations, and we talk about getting it done, like what it's going to take to get it done. And so I told him that, when I came into learning about Forex, I really didn't understand like how I was going to do it. I just thought that it was going to be a skill set I was going to learn. I was going to make some money from it, and then that was going to be it. But then it turned into something bigger for me, and I really didn't even understand like my whole purpose around it, right? So I talk about how my background is, therapy, and I've done counseling, work with a whole different diverse of people. And I think having Forex and learning Forex has actually taught me more about myself in the last, 3 years, that over time it has taught me. And so I just really didn't understand like my whole being, a whole purpose for it. I was like, okay, I'm going to learn the skill set. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make some money. I'm going to become a billionaire in 2 years, and we go get on down. And of course it did not work out like that, but it's not saying that it did not work out. It just, at the time, it's not right. It's not ready for me to actually get to that point. Because that takes it takes a lot of work. And I think a lot of times we do things, and from learning from multiple millionaires and learning from other multimillionaires and learning from entrepreneurs, that it takes a few years to get it right. So a lot of times you will see people making these they do make these consistent profits, and they're making, I made 10,000, or I made 1,000, I made 5,000, I made this. And then they have their investments and they do whatever they want to do. But millionaire also told me, it was like, it took him, he said, I did this for 3 years, and I did this for 3 years, 3.5 years, almost 4 years. And literally on the 5th year, that's when it blew up for me. So people were constantly just doing this and saying this. He's like, I was studying, I was practicing, I was prepared, I was practicing, I was prepared, I was staying up late. He said, but it took me those 3 solid 4 years to get what I needed to get. And then on that 5th year, everything changed for him. He was like, I made 9 figures that year. And he's like, it was just amazing. How I made 7, I think he made like 7 figures that year, whatever. But this is from somebody who is in another business outside of Forex, but he was just practicing and practicing and practicing. And he was like, I left this particular job, or, whatever, to do what I wanted to do. But how I became a millionaire, how I stayed a millionaire, he said, man, the first million is easy. He said, that's easy. He said, making $1 million. He said, it was easy because it took, after I worked so hard for it, I was able to make that first million in that year. And say, once I made that first million, he said, what's the hard part is continue to make millions. Like that's the hard part. He's like, you get that first million, he said, you can lose it. You could lose it within 6 months. He said, man, it is very possible to do that. He said, but the whole thing is, it's not necessarily just making the million, it's maintaining it and keeping it. So I was like, oh, it makes sense. I said, so somebody asked me the other day, was like, well, you still doing Forex? I said, how you been doing? He was like, man, I'm working on my 2nd million. And they were like, you working on your 2nd million? I was like, yeah, I'm working on my 2nd million. It was like, well, Jewel, I said, yeah, because it didn't work out for the first million. So I gotta work on the second one. So I was like, I'm working on my 2nd million, and I get what he's saying, but I'm working on my second one because the first plan didn't work out. So let me work on my 2nd million. But yeah, definitely we're going to a new year. And this is something that we talk about all the time. It's like, oh yeah, it's a new year. I'ma do me. It's a new plan. And so I heard something so powerful today, which was, to me, makes more sense. A lot of people, we wait until January 1st, and we wait until the end of the year to actually do what we're supposed to do. And so what somebody said to me was like, I don't even do New Year's. Like, I don't do New Year's. I don't do none of that. And it was like, well, what do you do? He was like, man, my New Year's is the day after my birthday. And I said, ooh, I looked at it and I understood what he was saying, but I see it was like, your New Year should start the day after your birthday. Like, you shouldn't wait until January the 1st to start something different or whatever. Like, we psych our minds to think about, oh, I gotta start this. Oh, I gotta do this day. And then I think sometimes we set unrealistic expectations. And I hate the word unrealistic because it means it's not attainable, or oh, that's an unrealistic goal. And the thing is, your goals and your dreams should be so scary. Those are the ones that you want to actually accomplish, because they make you scared. Like, you should scare you, the goals that you set for yourself, right? So my daughter, which was a boost for me and my confidence, is that she actually is she's in the 3rd grade, and she is so amazingly anointed. Like, she is so smart, and the knowledge that she has, she doesn't have a traditional way of thinking, and we're teaching her not to think traditionally. And she's in school, of course, and she's learning things, and she's learning things about herself, and she's learning basic, math and all the things, and of course things that we taught her. And they're trying to test and actually to see what they know. And this test is not to say, okay, you can't go on to the next grade or what. It's basically the teacher and the school has created a way to, know what we can work on and what we have to work on. Because a lot of times, I don't really too much like state testing and those things, because I feel like they put you in a box. And school does too. I think school system is definitely a big scam, because they teach you how to be employees. And I think it's our job to teach my kids, like, no, this is what you're supposed to do. This is how you're supposed to approach that. This is what you're going to do. But in that midst of that, you learn social skills. You learn all the different things. You have to understand what's really out here, so you don't get limited and people are thinking like, you got to go to this school, you got to do that. So I'm really teaching her these things. But on side of that, they were getting tested, and basically, because they got to know what this child is having some issues with or some challenges with, or we're going to sit down with this child and say, hey, what do we have to do? Because, man, your reading may not be top notch. It may not be on this level. And the thing about being on a level is like saying, hey, can you identify this word? Can you know how to read? Because I think when you talk about learning how to read, it's important. And they, in her class, in her school, they really reinforce reading and how essential reading is. And I think that's very important, because I may not know what this geometry problem is. I may not be efficient with it, but I don't really need to know what's A times X equals whatever. Like, I've never used that ever. Only time I've ever used that, it was in high school. Like, I've never, ever outside of that had to know about A and B and AB plus CD equals. I never had to know that. Like, never had to know that. Like, I never had to use the geometry. I never had to use geometry. I never. I don't care what nobody says, right? So it's like, why do I need to learn this now? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So they were doing this, and like basic reading, and they have to understand, because some of the kids may not understand certain words, or you have to know how to spell. I think it's very important. Learn how to spell your words. Know how to read. You got to know how to read. And I teach her, you read everything. Somebody hand you something, you read it all. You read the whole thing. Don't just sign anything without reading. You have to understand what you're reading. If you don't understand what you read it again, so it can make sense. Like, you have to understand about how reading is important. So my daughter, she was like, well, Mama, guess what I'm going to do? And I was like, what you going to do? And she was like, I'm going to set a goal of 5 on this test that my teacher has given me. And I was like, I don't even understand 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. I don't understand what it is. I was like, okay, so what's a 5 or what's a 4? And she was like, well, the 5 is the highest. Like, that's the highest score that you can get. Like, you can get a 5. And I said, oh, what does that mean? And she was like, well, that's the grade level. So basically, she was like, hey, if you're reading on a 3rd grade level, 4th grade level, 5th grade level, whatever that it is, or if you're on math or whatever, I was like, oh, I said, well, how do they determine what level that you're on? And then so they just basically, if you score a certain, so if I'm doing 1st grade math, and I'm doing 1st grade math, and I'm like doing 1 + 1, and I'm doing 2 + 2. So as the questions go on, they get harder and harder. And so they're like, oh, this is 2nd grade level, this is 3rd grade level, because these are the things that we're learning. These are the type of words, this is the type of reading passages that we're learning on this level. So she was like, once you answer a certain number of questions, like once you go through like 1 through 10, you may answer those questions on a second grade level, but then when you get to number 11, if you answer all those right, they're going to take you to another level. They're going to start tweaking a little bit higher, higher, higher. So the more question that you answer correctly, the higher that you get, right? But as soon as you don't answer that right, they don't take you back down to the first level. What they do is they just keep asking you these questions and say, okay, she's continuously getting this wrong. So now we can rate you at a 1.5 because you answered 10 and you answered 10 first grade, but you only answered 2 second grade. So now you're halfway there, or you're a quarter there or whatever. So I was like, okay, cool. I understand it. It makes sense. And so I was like, well, you can set yourself whatever you want to set. She was like, nah, I want to set for a 5. And I said, for reading the math. And she was like, oh, for reading, I'm going to set myself a 5. I was like, okay, this is going to be extreme. And so as a mother of me, I know that that's difficult because you are third grade, but I know that it is attainable and it's not unrealistic. So I said, hey, if you set yourself a 5, guess what? Get you a 5. I said, but understand it. If it doesn't happen, it's not saying that you're not smart. Like, I don't want you to think, and I don't want you to be in a position where you think because you can't achieve something that makes you dumb or that makes you not smart. Just like, I don't even want her to be in a gifted class because they were like, oh, well, she should test for that. No, because if she tests for that and she doesn't make it, what are they measuring that on, right? Because she got all A's. She can read on a 5th grade level. She could do all things, but if she failed this one test, y'all immediately don't want to put her in a class. But if you look at her track record, she is amazingly smart, right? So maybe she's just not a good test taker. That could be possibly. You got to teach a person how to take a test, because the test is not about answers, it's about strategy. I say to these people all the time, and they used to teach us how to take tests. They used to teach us strategies. Let me tell you how to answer the questions. Let me tell you how to take the test, because the test is not about the answers. It's about the strategy that you put in to take the test. I know what I'm talking about because people talk about this all the time. But anyway, back to the story. I was talking to her and she was like, I'm gonna set myself a 5 for reading, and I'm gonna set myself a 4 for math. And I was like, oh, okay, so what is like average? She was like, well, if I'm in 3rd grade, it's a 3. She got a little smarter with me, and of course, I looked at her crazy, and I was like, oh, okay, so that means you're gonna be doing 4th grade and 5th grade. She's like, yes, I'm gonna set myself a 4 and I'm gonna set myself a 5. I was like, okay, cool. I'll find out my test scores before we get out for New Year. I was like, all right, sounds amazing. I said, well, good luck to you, whatever. So as time went on, she was just like making sure that she understood the words. She reads every single day. So let's just say that she reads every single day, which I think is amazing because the books that she reads are really, really good and they're educational, and she's learning about the world. That's one thing that we have to let our kids know. She's learned about herself as a Black girl. She's learned about things that have in the past that have caused harm. She has learned about women. She's learned about just every single thing, and she's asking questions, which I think is important. And me, as her first teacher, she needs to know, hey, this is what this does. This is what this means. This is what happened with this. So I'm so excited that she learned. And so she came back yesterday and she's like, Mama, guess what? I want to tell you what I made in my test score. So I didn't know, because the way that she said it was kind of like, oh, she didn't do what she wanted. She didn't do what she wanted to do. She was like, Mama, I made a 5. I said, what? You made a 5? She's like, yeah, I made a 5 and I made a 4. And she said, but you know what the best thing about that is, Mama? I said, what's the best thing that you did? And she was like, no, the best thing is I set a goal and I achieved it. I looked at her and I turned around and I said, hey, you deserve everything that you get. You deserve everything that you get, because she told me, and she said, I set a goal, Mama, and I achieved it. And I told my teacher what my goal was a month ago. She said, man, the next time we take a test, because they've taken this test, they took it at the beginning of the year and they take it at the beginning when school starts to see what everybody is capable of. And then at the end of that semester to take another one. And then they're going to take one in the spring, right? So they take it 3 times a year because you want to be able to know where your child is and things of that nature. And so she said, I was at a 3.5, or I was at a 4 at the beginning. Now I'm at a 5. I told my teacher back in October, Mama, next time we take this test, I'm gonna make a 5. The teacher said, ooh, that's high, because that's the highest you can get. Like, you can't go anything past the 5. And I said, you did it too. And she said, and I made a 4 in math. She said, because I know there are things I need to work on in my math. I know there are things I need to, just tweak a little bit. But my reading, I made a 5. And I said, the best thing is, Mom, I accomplished a goal that I set for myself a month ago. And my teacher couldn't believe it. And I said, not that she couldn't believe it because she was discouraging her, but she was like, you said you was gonna do it. And I said, man, and I told my daughter, I said, whenever that you think it and it come out your mouth, it's already done. And then I started to think to myself, we can tell people what to do. We know what to do, but we don't do it. And the inner me of myself said, my subconsciously told myself, your ass need to do a little better job of being consistent with the goals that you want to achieve. And I said to myself, my daughter sat here and she's so amazingly smart, and she watches me and she sees me and she sees the things that I do. And sometimes I set goals and I accomplish them, but the consistency is what we have to do. And so when she said that, something struck in me, and it's like, my 9-year-old daughter set goals for herself, and she set goals for herself all throughout the year. She just don't wait till January to do it. We don't wait till this time just to set goals. The man said to me, your new year should start after your birthday. And now my whole thought process, it shouldn't wait until January to do something different. You should already have had that planned out. You should be 6 months in, or whenever your birthday is. Your birthday may be December 21st. So your new year should start December 22nd. If your birthday is in September, your new year should start September 21st, or whenever it is. So it makes a lot of sense by why we put things into perspective, because we wait until the new year to start something different, when you shouldn't have to do that. You should be doing things all along. And I think a lot of times it's America and how we have created this perspective that we got to wait until this time to do this, or when we got to do something on this particular time frame. And I think having learning about yourself and learning what you are capable of and learning what you can do, and setting those goals and achieving those goals is really amazing. Because if you think about it, if I start on my goals 6 months ago, where would I be now? Or if I start on 8 months ago, where would I be now? If your birthday is in September or October or whatever that it's in, even if it was a month ago, where would I be now? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's really important that we don't put so much pressure on ourselves to have to start this, and take accountability for what we're doing. I think accountability is very important. It will always be the word of the day. And it will always be the word of the year. It'll always be the word of the month. Always be the word of the hour. Like, accountability. And I think when I'm showing this, Forex, I think a lot of people, because there's so many people that show it. There's so many people that talk about Forex. So many people that talk about what it can do and how it can be able to, benefit you. But I thought it was going to benefit me differently. I thought I was going to come into this and I was going to make all this money and I was going to be this person. But at the end of the day, it started to teach me about myself. It started to teach me what kind of person I was. I said, oh, I'm a mom first. First and foremost, I'm a woman first. And then I become a mother second. And then I have 3 kids, right? Now I have a husband. Like, the whole journey has actually taught me more about me and who I become. So if all of this does not work out, for whatever reason, if this don't work out, man, the journey, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for the journey. And the journey was the most important thing. And I think a lot of people, they do not enjoy the journey, because what happens is that we want things so fast. That's why we wait until January. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this January 1st. So I'm gonna start this in January. I'm gonna do this. That's why you see people get all these gym memberships and they do everything and they get all this come January. But come March, when that 3-month period hit, they're not in there anymore, or they stop going, or they do this. And I've been a victim of that. I've started something and it haven't completed. It's because, other things have happened. I've allowed other things to come in and to not let my mind is stronger than what my physical being was actually doing, and understanding that I got to keep this going. But what's important is that you create your own new year. You create what you want to start. That's accountability. That's accountability of what we can do. It's just like, we got to stop putting so much pressure for us to be able to accomplish these goals in this time frame, and not just enjoying the actual journey, the actual process. Because the woman who I was 4 years ago, man, is definitely not the woman who I am now. I've lost, and I'm not even gonna say I lost friends, because they weren't really my friends, but I've let a lot of people go out of my life. I've let a lot of things go. I've put people in certain categories, like, hey, I'm cool with you, but I gotta put you over here. Like, I gotta treat you accordingly, or I can't do that no more because I really don't care about it, or I can't listen to that anymore. I can't do that. So I'm gonna read more, because when you become a mother, you have to operate different. You don't have to turn it off, but you got to operate on a different mind frame. You got to operate on a different level. If I operate differently, then my mind is going to do things differently, right? And so and I go back to my daughter, my daughter said that to me. She said a goal, and I was like, man, that's amazing, because you know what, you got to think. It's to think to put in the ink, right? And of course, every time that it goes into your brain, it goes in and it goes out. So if I think it and I speak it, then it's already happening. I just got to believe it, right? I have to believe that what I'm doing is going to happen. I have to believe that. I have to have amazingly faith, like mustard seed faith, right? It don't take a lot. Just take just a little bit to believe what I'm saying, to believe my goals, and to believe what I want to do. But also, it don't matter if I start January 1st, January 5th, January 15th, March 3rd, right? If that belief is still there, and I believe and I think and I speak it, I need to accomplish it. And accomplishing goals could be with anything. But this journey, as we close out the year, this journey of Forex has taught me how to be a more patient person, along with motherhood. But it's taught me how to have a lot of emotional regulation. It taught me some emotional regulation. And it also taught me how to just speak to people, and how I can help so many people, and how I can help these mothers and these wives and these women that are learning and trying to figure things out. And it's not just about putting in a trade. It's literally about, man, how's your day going, right? How you feeling? I got all these things going on. Well, how can we get you to this point? How can we get you to this point? You're here, but I want you there, right? And not just with Forex, not just saying with trading, but I want you there as a person. I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to have confidence. I want you to have this, I have that. And in the meantime, I can teach you how to make you some money too. So Forex is just not about taking trades for me. It's about accountability. It's about mentoring. It's about coaching. It's about all the things that I have a background in and I'm educated in. And I got a piece of paper that said I know how to do, but I also got about 12 years of experience that says otherwise. Because a lot of times a piece of paper don't mean nothing. You got a lot of people who got government documents, right? But don't know how to do nothing. You got folks who got marriage license who ain't married. That makes sense. You got people who with master's degree who ain't mastering nothing, right? So it don't matter about the piece of paper, but it also matters about the experience. And I'm not saying that, hey, you got a piece of paper, that's what they said that you can do. You are a registered nurse. You are a doctor of this. You are a master's level of this. Amazing. If you're in that field and you have that experience and you're doing it, that's amazing. But it's a lot of people who got those papers that ain't doing what they say they doing. So a lot of times people don't listen to somebody else because they may not have what I have. A lot of people may not listen to me because I may not have what somebody else has, but I have I have people who talk to me. I have people who leave me messages all the time. I have people who say to me, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate your words. They said with me, I appreciate getting on your call because I need to hear what you were saying. So that matters to me. And a lot of times that's what matters to me is how I can at least help one person, and not with Forex, just with the understanding of, man, I got a lot of life shit going on. Man, I got, my daughter is just, I'm tired and I don't know what to do. And I don't know how to do this. And my time management, I don't know how to manage my time. I don't know how to stay organized. Man, let me show you what I do. Let me show you what I do. I got 3 girls. I got 2, 5, and 9. Let me show you how I work this. Let me show you how I organize this a little bit better with a budget, with low income. Like, let me show you. I can show, because I work with low income families, right? I work with people who are underprivileged. Let me show you how I can work. I can help you out. If that's you. If it ain't you, if you got all the money in the world, but let me show you what I can do to help you with this. Because it don't matter if you got $20,000 in the bank or if you got $200,000 in the bank. Everybody go through the same type of mental struggles, challenges, and life will come at you at so many angles. So it don't matter how much money you got to make, because that money don't matter, man, because guess what? Man, challenges are challenges, don't matter at what level that they are. People just think because you got money that you shouldn't have these struggles. And it's amazing to me. Like, people think, oh, you got money, you shouldn't be depressed. Why? Why do you think I shouldn't be depressed? I go through things just like everybody else do. Because we got to stop looking at social media. We got to stop putting stuff on social media, because we got people thinking that, man, life is good and life ain't good. And you got to be okay with not being okay, because that's important. If I'm okay with not being okay, I need you to know that I'm not okay. And it's okay to not be okay. And I need people to understand that. I need everybody to understand that it is okay to not be okay, because I know I'm not okay all the time. I know my husband is not okay all the time, but we're going to be not okay together and we're going to get through it. And I know my friends are not okay all the time. And I know my cousin's not okay all the time, but it's okay to not be okay. But I don't need you going to Instagram and posting relationship goals when you ain't okay. It's okay. It's okay that your relationship, y'all arguing. It's okay that y'all have disagreements. It's okay that your children get on your nerves. It's okay that you want to take a break. It's okay that that man get on your nerves and you can't stand him. It's okay. It's okay. As long as you can figure out how to get out of that not okayness. But you got to create goals. You got to there are going to be challenges, but the journey is important. So when my daughter said that to me, it made me realize how important this journey is to me, and how important setting these goals and saying, hey, it's okay. I set a goal 2 months ago, mama. I worked hard. I worked on it. I saw her working on it every day. I saw her working on it. So it was about the small, little bitty, small victories to get her to the big one. And the journey is the small victories. That's what it's about. It's about small profits to get to a big profit. I don't care if you made $5 or 50 cents in the market, it's still a profit. And you didn't have to work a job to get it. That's the amazing thing. So Forex is going to be about journey. It's going to be about life, and it's going to be about who you are. And for people who can enjoy the journey instead of just the results, those are the ones who are going to be outstandingly successful. Going to be an abundance. They are covered and they are anointed. There's a different type of people who drive off of results than people who just drive off of the journey. There's a difference in that. And folks who enjoy that journey and they create who they are and they transform into another person, you got to watch out for them. They got something for real coming. So yeah, man, like it is. I am excited going into this new year. And let's see what the new year gonna bring us. You know, I remember saying this in 2019 and we not knowing what the heck was going on. And of course, we had this pandemic happen and it was just insanely crazy. And now we are still going into 2023. We don't know what this world is going to be in the next year, next 12 months. But we're going to take it day by day. I'm doing a better job of being intentional and just taking everything day by day. and setting small goals and setting goals for myself and just working at them every day. And that's all that you can do is work at it every single day. Don't matter how, if it's 15 minutes, if it's 20 minutes, if it's an hour, if it's 5 hours, you work on it consistently every day and you have accountability. You take accountability for yourself because that is the word of the day. Accountability, consistency. It's going to be the word every day. I don't care what's going on. It's always going to be that. Don't matter what it is. Consistency, accountability, right? And discipline. Oh, man, that's the words of the year. So yeah, definitely, man, it's been good. I'm gonna get on off of here, man. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, rest of your week. Hope everybody have a merry Christmas and a happy New Year, man. Definitely, we gonna get it back into the market. I'm gonna get it back into the market next week. After Christmas, I'll see what the market is doing, maybe with Tuesday and Wednesday, right before New Year's, because then it's back to back. It's another holiday. So then really, to be honest with you, the market may not really get any good, consistent results until after the new year, which will be amazing to see what this crypto market is going to head to and what's going to be going on with cryptocurrency as of next year. But definitely from people who I've been talking to, it's going to be something. It's going to be something crazy. It's going to be something amazing. But I'm going to still be trading my gold, baby, because, baby, gold is going to pay me well. And I have been enjoying this journey of learning how to trade gold. And, if you definitely want to, get some information from me, hit me up. Y'all got the links all in the box. Y'all know where to find me. I got the blog, got the social media accounts, all the good stuff. So yeah, man, fact check me, because I know that's what people do. They get on Instagram and Facebook and they got to fact check me. But fact check me. I've been doing this for quite some time. I know how to talk to people. I have a therapist background. I've been trading Forex. I know how to help people, and I know how to help people. I had to say it twice. I know how to help people because I know how to help people, right? So I'm going to get on out of here, man. It's been an amazing morning. I hope everybody has a great day. So I am going to get out of here. Remember, it's not about how you start. It's always about how you finish. This is the Motor Mother, the Forex Mom. I'm out. Y'all have a great day.